Hi guys, so today I'm being joined in the studio by an amazing lady. So previously I had a guest in the studio and today I'm having this gorgeous, stunning looking damsel all the way from outside the country.
That's right.
Okay, so we're going to be having a conversation on everything teen book. And this book is a book that is dedicated for teenagers. So one of the things I mentioned in the book is the fact that you need to avoid peer pressure as much as you make friends. So when you have friends, you shouldn't allow them to influence you negatively. In fact, I also mentioned the negative and positive peer pressure. So you should avoid negative peer pressure while encouraging or attracting even positive peer pressure. So let's hear from you, Adugo. You're someone I know that is big on friendship, like peer relationships. So how has it helped you, and what do you have to tell teenagers in that regard?
Hi, everybody. Hi. So my name is Adugo, and like she said, I think one of the things that God has really blessed me with is great friends. And while I'm really grateful to God for that, I also think that it's also because of like a bit of work
Okay.
that I've
Oh,
put
yeah.
in. There's something the Bible says that he that must have friends must himself be friendly. You understand?
Okay,
So you
yes,
have to,
yes.
you're really going to attract who you are.
True.
So the work in friendship that a lot of young people don't understand is that personal work.
Okay.
Because who you are is who you attract.
True.
Right?
True.
And not just that who you are is who you attract, you're also going to be able to drop off people.
As you go.
So someone can get to you, you know, you're moving with the person is conversing with you, but that lack of alignment in values will just knock off the person.
Yeah.
So it's really, really
Yes,
important.
you just mentioned something that is very spectacular. You know, in the book I also mentioned values.
Mm-hmm.
A teenager, as a teenager, you need to cultivate values, and those values will select friends for
Yes.
you even.
Mhm.
So it's a very important point.
Just like you said, the values will do the selection.
Yeah.
And
You
I
don't
think-
need to say walk away. You just separate the both.
I think that's what happens. You know, a lot of young people don't take the time to understand themselves, right? The Bible said, "Man, know thyself," and it is so key. I mean, I find the Bible to be like a compass.
Yeah.
So I think that knowing myself, knowing what works for me, knowing the values I live by, have you know, then shapes my perception of life, and in turn shapes the kind of people that I attract. This is also not so. Apart from that work of like building yourself, you also have to do the work of like attracting people, like being a good person generally, right? Being friendly, smiling, you know, just being who you would want others, you know, who would you want to meet?
That's key.
Be that person that you would want to meet.
Be
that
the friendly person you want to attract.
That's just it. So I think that's like something key that has worked for me. And I think that one way it has played out is in terms of like opportunities I've gotten to maybe like volunteer for things, to maybe like show up for events and all of that.
So you have those kind of friends that will attract, that will help you get these opportunities and do stuff.
Because what you find out is that you're seeing opportunities and you're sharing with people. So they're seeing opportunities and they're sharing with you.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so you mentioned something about volunteering, and I mentioned in the book as well. So it's like, so let's talk about volunteering, because I know that you've also volunteered for big companies, and I know you didn't start from there. You volunteered for TEDx, for Google, and a lot of others. And I know that you didn't start now. It's something that probably you started building as a teenager. So share with us, how does volunteering, because it's something that I know that teenagers need to do to build themselves. One of the things they need to try as teenagers so that they develop that muscle before they get into adulthood. So let's talk about volunteering.
So I am a very big advocate for volunteering because it bridges this major gap that people talk about in terms of job hunting. Right? So you graduate and you don't have any skills, pretty much because you just graduated. But that volunteering base gives you like work experience. And a huge opportunity to meet people. Like meet people you would otherwise never meet. You know, so big. So I think that first, it's very key to know that we are here to serve people. That service mindset, that knowing that I'm here to contribute is the first thing in volunteering. And I think that that's what really helped me. I started, you know, right from like fellowship days, showing up for fellowship services and all of that. You didn't think that that was volunteering. But it is. to an event and there are no ushers, and because you've been
Suddenly
doing this, you're like,
fill up the gap. Next time it is another role, you fill it up.
One of my major volunteering opportunities in 2019 was when I anchored an event. Okay. And I think it was actually due to a lack of an anchor at the event.
Oh.
And then I'm like, okay, you know what, let's do this. And I'm anchoring, right? And then someone sees you and like, oh, you can do this, and that is how you're holding different mics.
How volunteering puts you on the stage.
On the stage. My biggest success story in volunteering is my job.
Okay.
Or rather, was my job, right? So I got my first job because I had organized a TEDx event, which is a pure volunteer thing, because nobody pays you.
Yes, you
even
use
go
your
through the stress.
Money to run it, to put everything, get the resources.
You don't want to know.
I can imagine, because you're
doing all that, but then you get to be in this community of other organizers. And so I graduate, and then I'm like, I reach out to other people in that environment, and I'm like, hey, I just graduated, and I'm looking for roles in XYZ, XYZ, XYZ. And then someone says, oh, sure, cool, send me your CV.
And those CV, the CV was also, the things in the CV were things you did as a volunteer.
Definitely.
Maybe 80% of it, because, I mean, you're just graduating.
Yes.
And a lot of these companies want you to have 5 years experience, 200 years experience. So how are you going to gather all of those experiences?
Volunteering. Even in church, you know how, okay, you know how to use social media. So I was doing social media for the women arm of my church, New Eve Abba. And so I just kept doing it, right? And that's how a lot of other opportunities came along, right? So volunteering is so major. I think like every young person should do it. It helps you to take the mind off yourself and focus on contributing to society. And everything about contribution pays.
Awesome. It's been an amazing conversation with you, Adugo. So before we go, what do you have to tell parents or teenagers who are thinking, should I get this book, Everything Teen? Should I or should I not?
It's not a should I. It's not even a when will I. It's a how fast can I get it question.
I like
It's how fast? Like, is it ready now? That's the conversation that you should be having. Because it's a must have. It's not a nice to have. It's a must have. So I think it's on pre-order. People can pre-order now. So snag it, collect it,
grab it, take it.
Do what you have to do, but just have a copy of it.
Thank you guys. It's been an awesome conversation.
Thank you, Precious. It was great.
So make sure that you get the book, Everything Teen. It's going to be a great read for you. And our launch is coming up on the 15th, just few hours from now, because we're not counting in days again. We're counting in hours, in minutes, actually. So I wanted to have it, and it's available to be pre-ordered on Seller. You can also get it after they launch on Amazon and on Seller. You can get it at the cost of 2,000 Naira. But after the launch, a week after the launch, you're definitely not going to get it at the same price. It's going to be definitely 3,500, and that is going to be the price. So if you can now,
grab your cup.
Peace out.